Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of modeling slope-intercept form. This is standard 8.5i in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 40, the 2025 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we've got just a basic verbal description here. We've got the total cost for a company to make a product includes, and we've got two different values. We've got a fixed cost of $3,050. That's a pretty big fixed cost. And then it costs $15.25 per product. So they're probably going to sell these items for a steep amount in order to make that money back. So we're looking for a function that can be used to find C, the total cost in dollars to make P products. So they've defined C, they've defined P. But let's go back here because it says the total cost in dollars, and they bring that to us right at the very beginning. The total cost for a company, and then they just defined what the total cost is, and that's going to be C, which we probably could have gotten without that because look at how every single answer choice begins. It does begin with C, and C stands for cost. And so that's going to be helpful there. So you notice our options here are to try to figure out what exactly is happening with this 3,050 and the $15.25. Now, I've got I'm going to put boxes around my 3,050. Now I'm going to underline my 1525. You notice I do have 200 just popping up. I have a suspicion that my 200 is going to be this 3050 divided by 15.25. All right, so in case we wanted to divide the two, we can get 200. In case that's helpful, let's go ahead and write that down. We're just kind of looking at our answer choices here. Because if you already know how to set this up, this is probably a very simple problem. But how could we figure it out in case you're stuck and you're not sure where those numbers come from? We might need that 200. You can get that by dividing the 3050 by $15.25. But notice the form here. It's equals blank P plus blank. So we've got the C and the P as our two variables, and this should look familiar. I'm hoping that you recognize this formula equation right at the very top. Something we spent a lot of time talking about in 8th grade, slope-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b. And so y equals mx plus b. Now, it doesn't have to be y and x. In this case, my independent variable is my p, so that connects with my x, and my dependent variable is that total cost, c, which connects with my y. So now I'm looking for my m and my b. So what is my m? Well, let's go back to our references. In case we forget, m is the slope of a line. Change in y over change in x. So your m is a rate, and it's a comparison of two quantities, okay? So which of these two values gives us a rate? Well, it's going to be helpful if we look at the words around it because I've got fixed describing my 3050, and I've got per product, and that's actually my rate. That per right there gives you a clue that we're dealing with the rate. So it's $15.25, but it's a unit rate over 1 unit. Now, when we put anything over 1, we just don't show it as a fraction. So my 1525 is my rate, that's my m. And then my b is my slope-intercept, that's that y-intercept, right, in that slope-intercept form. It's what happens when x is 0. It is a starting cost. And what's my starting cost? It's that fixed cost. So our answer here is going to be D.